This is part 4, 48 Brattle Street. Remember, we were missing from the ground a plane. I can, by the way, draw elevations, right? I can measure any part of my slab with these annotation markers. So just so that we can orient ourselves. So we're saying that at 9 feet is sort of that mezzanine level, and then at 4-6, you remember from the other videos, that's sort of intermediate one. And then we have a level that is, let's see, let's look at level 1. We get a stair that goes down. Maybe it would be best to model a sidewalk. All right, so the dilemma is how to model a floor slab. It seems to be parallel to grade. Well, let's worry about that later. Okay, so level 1. At level M, we drew a floor slab. Let's go and modify the outline of that floor slab. Edit boundary. So I think what I'm going to do is, in sketch edit mode, I'm drawing lines. What I like to do is sort of draw slightly beyond where I need them so that later I can trim them. Everybody understands, I think, that I'm following the outline of the floor slab. We're refining that shape. Looks like that part of it is open. Draw past that. What's going on up here? Okay, let's trim this out and see what we have. Just trimming the intersection of those lines. That's on a different level. I think that's it. So we finish edit there. So that's where I have the outline of the floor, right? So there's a bunch of open areas that we'll need holes in. But I'm not going to worry about that just now. Let us do the same thing for level 1. Notice that the mezzanine level floor is still highlighted. I'm going to select the slab for level 1. Edit the boundary of that. Let's bring it in. Okay. So I'm using the line tool essentially. Looks like that column is outside of my building envelope. Both those columns, right? That wasn't quite 45 degrees, and it should be, so let's fix that. All right. Looks like these columns are outside. That column's outside the building. Oh. I'm drawing on level 1, but that is actually above a grade level. So let's look at the detail drawings again, the pictures. So what are they calling second floor? They have section AA, section BB, third floor, first floor. Let's see what they're calling second floor. This is upside down. Let's rotate it. Ha! We need this drawing as an underlay to level 2 so we can correctly draw this floor. Am I right? Second floor. No, I'm at level 1 here. So my level 1 drawing is correct. Let's finish the outline of this. We have to keep drawing. Boundary line. Curb. Receiving. So all this is outside of the building envelope. I think we've got it. Let's trim those lines. And finally, that. Finish edit. So we agree that at level 1, let's go to the 3D view. That's what we have going on, right? And level 2, we need the outline So we've modeled sort of the mezzanine, level 1. We have to somehow get there. Let's see if we can Google Earth sort of tell us what's going on there. I'll bring Google Earth into the screen. I think I can do that. Does that make sense? Yep. So I gotta get down there and see what's going on over there. But I think we have correctly created the outline of that drawing. How do I get down there? I select this guy and place him. Cool. Okay, so there's, yeah, beautiful. There's the outline I just drew. Two of the columns are outside the building envelope, right? Slightly embedded in there. The rest of the structure is pretty regular. So there's level 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And we're not worried about the adjacent building. And then somehow I have to get down there. So everything going on here is at grade. The sidewalk is just beneath that, and then there's a railing around this depression that drops down. And I'm gonna guess that we can use the building pad elevation for that space down there below. Right, so if I model the sidewalk right on grade, then we can have stairs that go down to that sort of, this sort of split level area. So I'm gonna say that belongs at grade. Let's think about that for a second. Let's look at a section. So if that's at grade, okay, we're gonna have to give a little bit of thought to how that gets resolved. Because of what we've seen, there's a stair that goes down to, so yeah, we need that basement level. And at level 1, maybe that basement level has to drop down further. Let's measure distance level 1 to there. We got 4 feet or so. So if we brought level 1 to just above the sidewalk, and that's what it looks like we're looking at here. There's a good 12 inches. Above, right, along here. Looks like the entire sidewalk might be sloped up to the entry there. So there's no question that that part of the slab sits at that level. So let's think about this. If level 1, instead of being 4, 6, and we would would have to move all our drawings as well. Everything would have to move down proportionately. So so that's 4/6 above. If we moved it, let's do a little experiment there. If we made this 12, that's about where we want it, right? So everything moved with it. Let's take another couple feet off this basement level, minus, instead of 5, minus 8. I think that's right. So that was the 3 feet. Does that make sense? Yeah, and then level M can align to there. That makes sense. And level 2 is actually going to align to that. Oops. Move the level. Top of that is that elevation. Yeah, that would. And finally there, and it looks like there might be some parapet or something like that. That's a little more what we're looking at. Maybe the basement is a little bit lower than that. Minus 8/6. A little bit more because we get that riser. Minus 8. No, 8. Minus 8, 10. Well, there's the line, and we can align it exactly. Align, CAD drawing, and take the elevation marker. So there's a lot of back and forth. This is part 4, so these are there. We made some adjustments here. Go to our 3D. Well, we have a couple of 3D views, but now let's pull out the section box. Now it looks like our entrance can meet the sidewalk. So if I model the sidewalk as a floor and placed it all around this, that would work. Where does this live? That lives on level 2. Let's go to level 2. Remember, we said we wanted to bring in the image for level 2 as an underlay there because it's got some more information. So let's insert image. Second floor. You gotta rotate that 180. And let's scale it. Remember, was 84 feet between H and A. So let's resize this. '84. Looks like this came out of the pages of a book because we got this sort of page disappearing there. Let's put this in wireframe mode so we can see through the floor. And see if we can take this image and move it where it belongs. That's about right. Remember, some distortion now. In order to select the floor, we have to go back to hidden line mode, select the floor, edit the boundary. Now we're in sketch edit mode, and now I can safely draw around the shape of this floor. Don't worry about that, we can trim the lines afterwards. I'm just drawing past all of that. Not quite sure what's going on here, but we can ignore that for now. Okay, let's trim this out. Trim, trim. Trim, oh. Trim. 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 We're ignoring all of that. What have we got? So that's the outline of the slab. At level 2. Go to our 3D view. All right. I think we might be able to copy that to levels 3, 4, and 5. Let's look at the images of the drawings and see what those look like. So that was the second floor. Do we have a third? First, second, here's the third floor. want to rotate that. It's about the same. There's an opening over there. Let's see the 4th floor. Yeah. Also needs to be rotated, showing the adjacent building. Okay, so 3rd, 4th, and finally 5th. Do we have a 5th floor? Yeah, we have it. Yeah, I'm going to say those are identical. Let's go place this on level 5 just so that we have it. Because we don't have those CAD drawings, but we do have the image. So let's go to level 5. Insert image. 5th floor. H to A is 84 feet. Let's resize this. '84, enter. Switch to wireframe so we can see through the floor. What do you notice about this drawing of the 5th floor? No columns, right? Because we're at the roof. Yep, that makes sense. Well, that's the outline of the roof. So let me go to level 2. Select that floor slab and let's see what happens. We copy to the clipboard, go to level 5, edit or pasted a line. Highlighted floors overlap. Why should that be the case? Oh, there's already a floor there. Silly me. Let's delete what I originally had for the floor. Go back to level 5. Switch back to hidden line. That's pretty good. We need to create this little indentation there. So I'm going to edit that boundary and just draw there and trim. Oop, I lost that line. Trim it. So that's pretty good for our roof. Let's go back to the 3D view. I'm going to say with some certainty that level 3 and 4 can be copies of that. Copy that to the clipboard. Paste line to selected levels 3 and 4. And that is very much our building, or functionally. We have openings to deal with. We have the curtain facade to deal with, but for all intents and purposes, there's our building. Are we in agreement with that? Oh yeah, and we have some stuff to resolve at the ground floor. And that was 30 minutes, so I don't want to make this too long. So let's stop here and save this as Brattle Part 4. File, save as. Part 4.